Hi guys, I'm sorry it is so dark in here. The clouds have just come over and covered the sun that was shining in here so beautifully a minute ago. And also, I know this outfit looks familiar. It's because I'm batch filming today. So I am filming in advance today just to make sure that there's videos up for you guys. And I've just filmed my 2016 thoughts and 2017 reading resolutions video, so go and watch that if you haven't already. I will leave that in the description. But today I'm going to talk about my January TBR. I know we're already partway into January and this is coming to you a little bit late, but I figured better late than never. And I have quite a, to me it seems ambitious, TBR for this month. So first of all, I have fallen in love with my Kindle again. I took it with me on a little weekend away that my boyfriend and I went on. We both have family in Ireland, but this time we went to visit his family who live in Knock, County Mayo, for those of you who don't know, and we were just there for a couple of days, but I knew that I would have quite a lot of time to read because when you, I don't know what it's like for you guys, but when you visit people in Ireland, there's a lot of sitting around and chatting and going to people's houses and long car journeys through the hills, so I knew I would have a lot of time to read, but I didn't want to fill up my hand luggage with books because we only took hand luggage. So I loaded up my Kindle with some new books, and while I was there I read, what is it called? Stealing Snow by someone. If only I could remember. Stealing Snow by Danielle Page. I read that and I didn't really like that very much. I think I gave it a 3-star. The writing style just seemed kind of childish to me, but I was really in the mood for a fairy tale retelling after that, so I downloaded The Shadow Queen by, I think it's CJ Redwine. Yeah, CJ Redwine. And I am, let's have a look. I am 27% of the way through that, so I'm just over a quarter of the way through, and so far I'm enjoying it. It's okay. I'm enjoying it a lot more than Stealing Snow anyway, so I'm hoping to finish that in the next few days. Then if you watched my reading resolutions video, you'll know that over the course of this year I am attempting to read War and Peace, so every night I'm reading 5 or 6 pages of War and Peace, so this is not going to be finished in January. This is going to be finished in a long time, but I will be reading little bits of it here and there every day. Then we have a little book that I'm reading for fun, just sort of while dinner's cooking and all that sort of thing. It's just a coffee table book, but it is The Little Book of Hygge, The Danish Way to Live Well by somebody whose name I can't pronounce. I want to say it's maybe like Mike Viking or something like that. I'm so sorry. I'm flipping through this whenever I have a spare minute and I'm in the living room, and I am 37 pages into this. The author has a really great sense of humour. The book's really witty. It takes the mick out of themselves and about everyone else, and I'm really enjoying it actually. I'm hoping to finish it this month. It's such a pretty book as well. This was sent to me as a gift by a lovely kind friend off my Amazon wishlist. Didn't know she was sending it, but it's just so kind of her. And yeah, enjoying it so far. Then I have some books in series that I'm hoping to finish up this month or prepare for the next one coming out or whatever. As you can see, I totally know what I'm talking about. So firstly, I have quite a short one, The Last Star by Rick Yancey. I read The Fifth Wave, I think maybe in 2014. Really enjoyed it, really loved The Fifth Wave. I read it because it was so hyped up on BookTube. Then I read what is the next one called? The Infinite Sea, which was really short and really not that great. And then I have this one sat on my shelf waiting to be read. So I thought I just want to be done with the series now. I would still kind of like to find out what happens in the end. So I'm going to try and read that one this month. And I have actually already started reading it a few months ago, but I can't remember where I got up to. So I'll probably just start it from the beginning. Next I have Hollow City by Ransom Riggs, which is the second book in the Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children series. My boyfriend bought me Library of Souls for Christmas, which is the third and final book. So this month I want to get through the second one so I can read the last one and again just be done with this trilogy. Next we have Empire of Storms by, why couldn't I remember that? By Sarah J Maas. Love this series. Most people love this series. I recently read Queen of Shadows, so I want to read this one while Queen of Shadows is still fresh in my mind, because I don't know about anyone else, but I read the first book in her next series, A Court of Thorns and Roses. I read that in between reading, I think it was Heir of Fire and Queen of Shadows. Yeah, I read that between Heir of Fire and Queen of Shadows, and it was a terrible mistake because I know she's already faced a lot of flack for this and I don't really want to add to it, but her characters aren't very diverse at all. You often feel like you're reading about the same characters in each book, and I got totally confused and I couldn't remember which book had contained which event. So I was reading Queen of Shadows thinking, why isn't this character here? But I'm sure that had happened, and actually it had happened in A Court of Thorns and Roses. So I want to read this one whilst Queen of Shadows is fresh in my mind, and then I'm going to read a synopsis of Court of Thorns and Roses to refresh that in my mind, and probably in February I'm going to read A Court of Mist and Fury, so that it's all separate. And then again, if you've watched my resolutions video, I said that I would quite like to read one classic a month, other than War and Peace, but I haven't quite decided on which one I want to read yet. I might start with something easy that I've read before, like Pride and Prejudice or something like that, just to ease me back into reading classical literature, because I haven't really done it since I was at university a few years ago. Please do let me know if you've read any of these books. I would love to know, and I will see you next time. Bye guys!